Hello and welcome back to the Sun Talk Show. Now on today's talk show we will have
What's going on here?
What are you doing here?
No.
It's pretty clear it should be the Sun Talk Show.
No.
Yes, because look at this belt.
The father and son talk show. And sorry, but let's just stop. Welcome to the father
And Son
talk show. As you can see, someone has won the predictions. Finally, took him like sort of what, 2 pay-per-views.
Listen, it doesn't matter about how long I took it. What matters is that I am finally the prediction champion. Finally, after all these, it felt like years of waiting. I am finally holding the belt in all its glorious looks.
You just look at pay-per-view wins. Oh, that's it. 2-1. Okay. At the end of the, we've said that like sort of round about SummerSlam-ish time, round about that, we'll work out how many people who's won the predictions, and there will be
A challenge? You mean a forfeit?
a forfeit.
And
Yes.
it's pretty much going to be him.
Nice.
I have the confidence going in 2 Survivor Series though.
And the forfeit will be a ghost chili. Right.
That's
Straight
going to
into
be good.
Sorry.
That's toilet going to be good.
Right, straight into the TLC pay-per-view.
Yeah, before we actually dive into our predictions of the matches, give me your overview of the TLC pay-per-view.
I thought it was good. It's never going to be as good as what it used to be years ago, because they've done it so many times now that they start running out of ideas. You know, you've seen things like Kofi jumping off the a table, a ladder through a table, and through ladders that are like sort of propped up over the like ring post and the barriers. So there's not a lot.
You've seen Kalisto actually do the Selena Del Sol to one of the Usos and go through the ladder.
Yeah. So it's so hard to like sort of say now what they can do. You know, if they have too many TLC matches, people are going to complain about the fact that, oh, you're just throwing them in just because it's a TLC pay-per-view. You put in tables in one match, ladders in another match, chairs in another match, and then finally finishing it off with the actual TLC match. Yeah. So I think they did it well this time, because it was just every single match was just a bog standard pay-per-view match. Yeah. Then the final one, the Shield, was obviously the big one.
Yeah, and it has to be the big one. It was main event, and the audience had to like it, but you know, for it to be a main event, since there was no official Brock Lesnar match, this was the main event match. This was the match that everyone wanted to watch, and if they didn't pull it off good enough, then it would have kind of wrecked the whole pay-per-view. And since, you know, things happened in not just the whole of TLC, but this match in particular, you know, Roman Reigns was off because of viral meningitis, so Kurt Angle had to step in. So, you know, it was a very balanced pay-per-view. Whether will people actually like it? Because technically, the Shield didn't have a real reunion, did they?
People were saying, why was Kurt Angle dressed up in the Shield clothes? Our argument to that was, if he was dressed up in Kurt Angle's clothes, he wouldn't have made that big a pop. You want to see him in the Stars and Stripes, the singlet, like sort of wrestling tights. When you see that, you know Kurt Angle's making a proper return. This was just Kurt Angle trying to see how the fans feel, you know, the WWE itself. Plus, it's a match where Kurt Angle doesn't have to do a light. You know, he had a light schedule for it. He came in. Fair enough, they keep on doing this, and I wish they'd just stick things to a limit where they turn around and they have a wrestler come in, he gets injured, he then like sort of spends the next like sort of 15 minutes out, injured, his music hits, he comes down, gets a pin, boom, done.
That was exactly like what happened at SummerSlam with Brock Lesnar. Brock
Lesnar was out because he got like sort of power slammed through 2 tables and covered by 1 table, and they took him out, and you know, you thought, wow.
Yeah, since we're actually on to the topic of Brock Lesnar here, why don't we talk about Brock Lesnar? Obviously, again, he's very limited to how many appearances he has for WWE, and this was one of them. He did not appear on this TLC pay-per-view And for me, that makes me wonder why is he Universal Champion? Because if you're Universal Champion, your main guy, the one that everyone wants to come watch and sees the champion of your roster, is not there. What's the point in having him as champion? There's so many other wrestlers that could take that belt easily and turn up every single pay-per-view. You know, look at Finn Balor could take it, Roman Reigns could take it, Rollins or Ambrose could take it, and you know it kind of angers me, and it's so stupid. They really need to get rid of it. What do you think? Does it anger you?
I think it's wrong that you've got Brock Lesnar, but in the WWE's eyes, they're seeing him as a draw. They're seeing him as a big pay-per-view draw. Now the problem with it is when Brock Lesnar came back to the WWE, he turned around and says he wanted a light schedule because of like sort of his age, his health as well. He's not the fittest man that he used to be. So unfortunately, they bow down and says, yes, okay, that's what we're going to give you. So that's one of the main reasons. It is angry. It does anger me where like sort of you find that there's a lot of talent. You've got talent on SmackDown as well who could move over. You've got the likes of AJ Styles who could move over. I think the reason why they've done this is because they want that big blow off between Brock Lesnar and Jinder Mahal, the next pay-per-view. Oh, that's going to be a fun one.
Jinder Mahal.
Yes, Jinder Mahal. So even Kurt Angle now changes names. He's that high above. Oh, God knows what he'll call Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, jeez.
He would absolutely butcher that name.
He'd call him Shitstain Nakamori.
Yeah. So moving on to the actual pay-per-view, the first match was on the kickoff show, and it was Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox.
Foxy lady. I think we both said that Sasha Banks was going to do it because it was noted that it wasn't supposed to be Sasha Banks in this, that it was supposed to be
sorry, it wasn't supposed to be Alicia Fox. It was supposed to be Sasha Banks versus Nia.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Since it's been reported she's left WWE.
Well, it's actually now been told that she's not actually left, that she's taking some time off to sort herself out and everything. But there's also rumours that The Rock has turned round and said to her, obviously they're related, look, if you're unhappy, walk. So let's just hope she doesn't, because it's not good for the WWE, and it's also not good for the WWE's relationship with The Rock for him to be turning around and saying just walk if you're not happy there.
Yeah. But it's true, if you're not happy there, you might as well just walk.
But I've known wrestlers who have said like, that's it, I'm not happy, walked out, and Vince has turned around and go, you know what, I want that person back. Then he's listened to him. Yeah. So actually standing up to the authority figure and making Neville, I'm afraid, they'll just let him go because they'll think to themselves, we've got so many light heavyweights that can fill that position.
Yeah, that is very true.
But with Nia, I think he'll want to keep her more of an active person. I think some of her, they actually have put out tweets and sort of messages to her. And she's actually been on social media recently talking about what was going on Raw and what was going on with this, what was going on with that on Raw. So she is actually looking like she's part of the brand again. So
well, that's good. So actually talking about this Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox match. Again, it was it's a kick-off match, so it ain't going to steal the show, is it?
If the kick-off show steals the match, then there's something wrong with your booking.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good. It wasn't a good match, but it was a good match because pretty much every match that any wrestling, any WWE company make is going to be a good match. I think. Like it says, it was a very thrown together match, wasn't it? It was just quickly Alicia Fox get out there and just have a match with Sasha Banks. I think what made it quite good for me is Sasha Banks. I think what made it great is Sasha Banks because she is one hell of a women.
Yeah.
wrestlers,
Definitely. Alicia Fox was making so many mistakes.
She was. She's
Kicks
so
that
rusty.
were like sort of miles away.
When she tried to pin Sasha Banks in outside the ring.
Yeah, it was just, she shouldn't be making those mistakes. Out of all the women wrestlers that are on the WWE contract, either SmackDown or Raw, they've all been there the shortest. Well, Alicia Fox and Mickie James, they've been there the shortest. They've been there the longest, and Alicia Fox is making mistakes left, right, and centre.
It shows that she rusty, but I don't know. Maybe it might be a paper. It might be a storyline. WWE might just be turning around and said, Alicia, you haven't wrestled in a long time. Go out there and just look like you don't know what you're doing.
Maybe put her as more of as a female manager, more of an entourage.
Like Lana is.
Like Lana is, yeah. Put her with, because it did have like sort of her with Alexandra. Cedric Alexander. I think it was, because which one? Yeah, he was Cedric. So, maybe put him back with that. Put it. But then again, obviously, you're losing like sort of your main female competitor to 205 Live, especially when like half the time they don't get a look in. But it was okay. It was a filler. Sasha Banks won.
Yeah.
We both said she was going to win.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next match was Jason Jordan versus Elias. Now this match, it wasn't actually official until like pretty much the end of the pay-per-view. It wasn't official at the start or anything. Jason Jordan.
They were just, Elias Samson came out with his guitar, playing his guitar. First, everybody says the same thing on social media and all the like sort of other YouTube channels out there. They all said the same thing, and I thought it as well. I thought someone from the crowd was throwing vegetables in.
And
then they pan to Jason Jordan. He's sitting there with a shopping trolley. So is this like sort of now Jason's thing? Is he going to be the like sort of fruit man? Because we all know that Kurt Angle was the milkman with his milk truck.
Yeah.
So he could be the fruit man.
Yeah.
Fruit and veg man.
I actually quite like the way they actually put this together. I think it was quite funny how they got Jason Jordan to come out randomly every time Elias sang a song, and then decided to throw vegetables at him. I think it was quite funny in the way they done that.
Yeah. I think they dragged it out too long. I do
it was like 3 times.
Yeah, it should have been just like sort of once. Then a backstage skit. Elias could go up to like sort of Kurt Angle, shout at him, scream at him, and then like sort of Jason Jordan turns around and says like sort of if you want to do this, let's do it in the ring. One thing I will say, and it's starting to get on my nerves with Jason Jordan's character, he keeps on saying, don't get on Kurt Angle's nerves, instead of saying, don't get on my dad. You're trying to push this persona. We all know it's not real. We all know Jason Jordan's nothing to do with Kurt Angle.
No.
But the WWE is pushing it and trying to push it and trying to keep it going. And Jason Jordan isn't doing a good enough job with it. He should have been saying, don't get on my dad's nerves.
Yeah.
Don't you stress out my dad.
Yeah.
He's got a busy day and you're causing trouble. And at the moment, he's not doing that. So they've got to pull the trigger and cause the
Right very soon.
Yeah, because he's getting a bit boring.
Yeah, so I picked Jason Jordan. No, sorry, I picked Elias, and you went with Jason Jordan, and you actually came out on top with your lonely 3 points. That was one of your 3 points. I went for Elias on the basis that he's had like run-ins with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews, and has won all of those matches he's had. So I thought this is just like it was a thrown together match.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was just going to be Elias who's just going to get the win. But surprising to see Jason Jordan actually got the win. Mm-hmm. He got lucky there, really.
Yeah, he did. But, and the next one was the tag team, the 205 tag team. Was Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann versus Jack Gallagher and Brian Hendrick. And it was okay. The light heavyweights will never be cruiserweights. Sorry, I call them light heavyweights because that's what they were in the day. they never will be as good as what they are in the independent circuit. It's purely because they don't tell them to do enough high risks.
Yeah.
They tell them to like sort of calm it down a little bit. But you've got wrestlers out there that are doing exactly the same stuff. Like you've got the likes of Finn Balor who does dives through the top rope. Yeah. You've got Sami Zayn who does dives through the
Seth Rollins in it.
Seth Rollins, yeah, they all do those like sort of flippy moves. So, you know, the old days you used to have your big wrestlers, your super heavyweights, the likes of Hogan, Warrior, who would like sort of come in, pick you up, drop you down on your backside, and then walk away.
Yeah, at the moment that's like quite like Braun Strowman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like Braun Strowman at the moment. You've got the likes of Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. I would say Jinder Mahal doesn't do much diving around.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, no, I don't think you've ever seen him come off. Even Joe does like sort of moonsaults and everything on the top rope, and you know, don't need to do it. But it was okay. It was okay. Well, we both thought it was going to be Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick because they've been getting a big push. But
and both of them have actually been beaten up badly by Cedric Alexander and Richmond. So we thought it was going to be like the other way around.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have continued on this little rivalry and this little friendship between Gallagher and Kendrick.
But no, it was Swan and Alexander. So
I think all four of these men are so capable of taking the cruiserweight champion from who it is at the moment. I think Cedric Alexander especially.
It's the problem they've got at the moment. It doesn't seem that any of them can get over with the audience.
Yeah.
None of them have got the like sort of. Unfortunately, I know I've been up and down with Enzo. One minute I was loving him when he was with Kaz, and then like sort of when they separated and he went on 205 Live, I was like, well, he's only done this because he's been thrown to the wolves. But
yeah,
he's a good talker. He's a good heel. He makes
can't
people
take that away from him.
He makes people boo him. So that's the main thing with him.
And even when people don't like him, they still carry on with they still shout out his little gimmicks. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, they go ASA. They're still shouting out with him.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him, a great talker on the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah. Moving on to the Enzo Amore versus Kalisto match. Again,
this segue then, Yeah.
Again, this still wasn't like an amazing match. Come on, it's your cruiserweight champion versus the challenger. Enzo isn't the best high flyer, but Kalisto really flips in the ring for God's sake.
Yeah.
Why not have him do some cool flips like he done on 205 Live a couple of weeks ago? Yeah. He superplexed Enzo into the rest of the 205 Live. Mm-hmm. Why not just do that? And why not just have something where the audience, that would definitely increase 205's watching rate?
Yeah, because at the moment they're pushing the light heavy. They're pushing the cruiserweights. They're like sort of they're always on Raw. I think after this wasn't like sort of they haven't been on the main event, have they?
No.
On Raw, they've like sort of been, well, not filler, but they've been around there.
Yeah.
So you can tell that like they're not pushing the cruiserweights as much now. But Enzo won, but we both knew. I felt he was going to win because unfortunately Kalisto was just stopped for the fact that Neville had left.
Yeah.
Neville left, and they just said it was stupid, really, because Neville left on the night of Raw because he was supposed to go over. Enzo was supposed to get the win. Now Kalisto came to like sort of help out because Neville had gone. He got the win. So why didn't they just give it back to Neville? That's what I don't understand. But anyway, that's
you could still have Enzo challenging, Neville for it.
Yeah, you could have, because that's what basically happened here. Kalisto has stepped into Neville's position, but
I don't think he's going to be as good as Neville, man.
No, Kalisto, no. He's same thing again. He's not. When you look at the light heavyweight, look at some of the cruiserweights that they've had, the likes of 619, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, brilliant guy. really good. You know, he could speak. He knew how to get over with the crowd. So you know,
especially the younger crowd.
Yeah, exactly. I know Kalisto does that. Lucha. He's getting over with him. He just needs to put some time and effort into these ones, I'm afraid. So.
Yep. On
to the next one.
Wow.
Well, Finn Balor, the demon, because obviously he's brought his paint, so I might to put it on. I can't take my paint back now, WWE.
Yeah.
Against AJ Styles. We knew this was going to be a classic match, and it was. Yeah. I just hope and pray that they don't turn around and when Bray Wyatt has got over his mumps, they don't turn around and go, he's back now, we can put them in again. Oh, just let that die now.
Yeah, it's dead.
Move one of them, move Finn, move AJ, move one of them, so they're both on the same brand.
Yeah.
Start the Bullet Club, or what you can call it, the club. Yeah, then you can call it the club versus Balor Club. At least you've got something that can sort of start there. Yeah. You know, you've got Survivor Series coming up. You know.
Maybe you could move Finn Balor onto SmackDown. You could have Finn Balor and AJ versus Gallows and Anderson. Or you could have them all move onto the same brand and have the Full Club versus the Shield or something like that.
Could do, yeah.
I think that'd be a really good match. But
it was good.
Yeah, actually moving on to the match. I went with Finn Balor. Got it right, and you went with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
It was a classical match. Everyone loved it, and you said when we were predicting who's gonna win, you said it will be the show it will be the match that's gonna steal the show, and it did.
It did.
It was probably better than the main event. Because you know everyone loves Finn Balor and everyone loves AJ Styles. That's why
the crowd was screaming, "This is awesome!"
Yeah, even when nothing happened, they were still shouting, "This is awesome!"
Yeah, it's the match everybody wants to see. Every fan favourite, every fanboy wants to see Finn Balor and AJ Styles do it.
Do it!
Do it in the ring. PG. You know that it did live up to all the hype. It was good.
Yeah, and I knew they were going to bring in AJ Styles for the reason that everyone wanted to see the match. That's the only reason why they brought AJ Styles in. What I liked is on Raw, Shayna Mac turned up to Kurt Angle and Raw became under siege from SmackDown.
Yeah.
And he actually did say AJ Styles had something to do with the SmackDown brand getting into the building.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did say something like that. He did say that's why you had AJ Styles for 2 days so we can get him, for the pay-per-view and for Raw so we could get in there.
Yeah.
I think that was clever.
It was good. It was.
That
was good. And they're doing some sort of behind the scenes. So AJ is there just because I really wanted him.
Yeah.
So it was a good match. 5-star match, definitely. I think.
Yeah.
I know other people might like us to say 5-star, but you could get more out of it, and you probably will get more out of it. And now they've now, if anybody has sat back and they've looked at it and they've gone, this was good. This format was good. They wrestled well together. They know their wrestling styles.
Yeah.
Keep going at it and keep them into the last sort of match. So.
Yeah, and then you can have those two on the brand.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next match we both predicted was the highly anticipated debut of Asuka on TLC versus Emma.
You let me down, Emma. You let me down.
I don't know why you went with Emma. I called it from the start when you predicted that. I knew it wasn't going to be Emma to win it. I knew it because every time someone comes up from NXT, they're going to get the first win. It's very obvious.
They are, and that's one of the reasons why I thought they might not do it this time, because obviously they could have, like as I said on the predictions video, I thought that they was going to give it to Emma was going to win, and then she was going to carry on trying to Asuka would chase her. But no, they kept her a clean sheet. It was a good match. A lot of people have complained and said that they felt that Asuka didn't do it fast enough. They didn't get the pin fast enough.
Yeah.
It went on for I don't know, 10 minutes, I think it was, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. So, because it was a very long match, they'd said that it like sort of diluted Asuka's famousness.
Oh yeah.
Now, the problem, my argument is, if you come in straight away, knock that person down, get the pin, it's like, well, it's okay for the first couple of times, but if you carry on doing that, people will start getting bored of that gimmick. So the best way to come her in is bring her in, have a good wrestling match against Emma.
Yeah, and then people are going to turn around and go, wow, that was a good match, I definitely want to go and see her again. And that happened exactly the same with Bobby Roode. His first match on SmackDown, you know, he did take a lot of time for him to actually get the pin. And you know, it shows how good they are. So actually moving on, who two predicted which wrestler? I went with Asuka Rousey and you went with Emma. Yeah. One of the worst decisions you've ever made by far. That was terrible, absolutely terrible. Don't know what you were thinking.
Wow.
What you were thinking.
Okay. Anyway.
Decision cost it is.
We'll get on to the next one. The next one was for the women's champion, and it was Little Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss, versus Mickie James, and we actually both said that it was going to be Mickie James, and I felt that, like, I don't know what they seem to be doing with the women's belt at the moment. They're making,
it's a bit weird, isn't it?
They're making Bliss look impossible to touch, you know. Everybody loses against that.
Yeah, I think why they're doing this is because they wanted Nia Jax as champion, but obviously she's left. They can't do it, so it is really a bit iffy. I think, you know, if she does come back to WWE, I think
she'll get about.
Yeah, definitely quicker than expected. But if not, I think someone else is going to take it soon, because you can't have Alexa Bliss undefeated for a long time. I think if that happens, Asuka will be the next champion. But then again, that won't live for that long.
Another thing with this as well is, because of this match now, both of your Survivor Series women's match is going to be two heels, because you'll have like sort of Alexa Bliss versus Natalia.
Yeah.
So now you've got like sort of, well, I suppose you might get the fans cheering for Natalia, because obviously she, you know,
Foundation.
The Heart Foundation. Everybody's feels strongly for like the Heart family.
Yeah.
So you know, it might be that. It might be a good match, that one. But Mickie James, she's a good wrestler. She certainly likes to knows how to bounce around that ring.
God, yeah. She's been in the Wrestling Foundation for so long, and she still looks really good, doesn't she, for her age?
She does, yeah.
She's still very.
She had a baby, and she she can still bounce around that place. But you know, she's good. She's good. You know,
it's a shame they didn't actually give her the title. I thought, well, we both thought, why we went with Mickie James. We thought she was going to get the 7th title. We thought she was going to get the 7th title. I don't see why they didn't do that. I have nothing against Mickie James. I think it would have been nice to have her as champion. Yeah. You know, for one final hurrah, it would have been nice. And then, you know, a couple of nights later, someone else would take the belt over.
Look, I initially thought that you know, they were going to do that. That like sort of Little Miss Bliss was like sort of going to get the revenge on her on the Raw after the TLC pay-per-view, but they didn't. They just left it as it was. You know, they left Alexa Bliss as the women's champion. Yeah, she is good. There's no doubt about it. She's a good women's champion.
Got loads of talent.
She has. They put her with some stupid gimmicks sometimes, and unfortunately, that's the WWE putting silly gimmicks on it. But you know, it's what it is. And then the final one, the pay-per-view main event, was The Shield versus The Miz and everybody else on the locker room. Oh no, sorry. I do apologise. Miz versus Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Cesaro, Kane, the man to the left, the man to the right, man up in the
Renee Young.
Renee Young was there as well.
Cole joined in as well.
No, we've seen him wrestle and I don't want to do it again. I had nightmares. 12 visits to a psychiatrist I had to have actually watch, you know, that WrestleMania. Oh God, cold. I feel cold. Feel cold.
That's why I have this belt, that's why. You stupid joke like that.
Right, the Shield.
Wow.
Well, Shield 2.1. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It was good. It was good to see Kurt Angle in a match.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully now we will get some sort of WrestleMania because that's what this is setting up for. Hopefully.
Yeah, seeing Kurt Angle could do
Kurt
one
Angle,
more match, and I think that's where the Jason Jordan match will happen.
I don't know. You know, I'm now thinking of another match that I'd like to see. Kurt Angle versus. Bring Daniel Bryant back.
What about Shane
McMahon? The goat master.
What about Shane McMahon?
No,
that would be
good. That would be good. But Kurt Angle, we've seen Shane McMahon versus Kurt, and it was teased, and Raw and SmackDown that there could possibly be something in the pipeline for that because they both said that they would want to be in the corner of their team, so you might get like sort of both of them turn around and say to the so-called captain of their teams that, you know, you're not doing a good enough job, it's time for you to like sort of step down. I will be the Raw's captain, and obviously Shane McMahon will say I'll be the SmackDown captain, and them two go in, so that could be a possibility. But some big spots from Kane and Braun Strowman.
We all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen.
Pretty.
When you've got a stacked card like that against your heels, you know something's going to happen. It was teased when like sort of Braun Strowman and Kane were getting into a bit of a heated argument. And you just thought to yourself, yeah, that's going to happen. Them two are going to go off and have an argument somewhere, end up fighting in the stand somewhere.
And one's going to be eliminated.
And then the Shield will come in and step in, but it was a little bit different. Kane decided to throw Braun Strowman into... He's a Superman. That guy is like... So they should call him Braun Superman instead of Strowman. Jesus wept. He gets put into an ambulance, reversed into a wall or another pickup truck. Then he gets like sort of put into a dumpster, and I thought they were just going to close the lid down. No, they closed the lid down and it started crushing it.
No wonder why he's bloody off. No wonder why he's going to be off for a couple of weeks. He's probably dead. That's why.
The good thing about it is they did actually say that, like, because of his injuries, they didn't just turn around and say, "Oh my God, Braun Strowman's back" the day after. Yeah. They just do that too much. It's like
I think it's quite good because it is showing that, you know, Braun Strowman, you know, they're giving Braun Strowman time off. That's basically why they've done this, and he definitely deserves it because he's had one hell of a career since, you know, departing from Bray Wyatt and that Black Sheep. And going on to what Braun Strowman actually underwent in that match, you know, he got chokeslammed from a stage.
Yeah.
He also got chairs from the roof ripped onto him.
Yeah.
That's just crazy, and he still got up from it.
Yeah.
Still.
I remember like there was a TLC match where like sort of that happened before. Somebody had got one of the wrestlers lying on the floor and pulled down them before, and your body has just got to hopefully take it all because you put your face anywhere near those chairs coming down, you just got to cover up and hopefully like
just crawl into them.
Yeah, just cover up and just hope nothing seriously hits you.
God,
but yeah, he did well. He did well. They all did well. The Miz was good as like sort of the captain. Sheamus and Cesaro, they worked well together.
I think the only reason Sheamus and Cesaro was in this match was because they needed this Shield. They needed Rollins and Ambrose to be together, and also want to beat up Sheamus and Cesaro from the Shield to get back together.
Because of course you had like sort of Bo Dallas was out with like sort of the
meningitis.
Yeah, the meningitis. because obviously they must have knew something was coming on. So what happened is they said to themselves, well, look, we're going to lose these two out of the Miz's sort of entourage. So what do we do now? I know. Bring Sheamus and Cesaro in. They're taking on the Shield in the for the titles. So you know, it was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd rate my ratings. I'd give it 4.5 stars. I think.
Yeah. Before I rate who I think, before I rate who actually
the pay-per-view.
The pay-per-view, you know, before I rate how I thought the pay-per-view went, the Shield did pick up the win, and there was 2 extra points. Well, there was 1 extra point to pick up here.
That's right.
There was obviously we had to guess who was going to win and also who was going to pin. So you said Braun Strowman, The Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Kane were going to win, and you said Kane to pin, to be the one that pins whoever it is. And I said the Shield are going to win and Kurt Angle's going to be the one to pin. It was pretty obvious because you just didn't think about this mentally. You just dived in and were like, do you know what? I'm a big head. I'm going to smash this. But you got shut down and now you're confident and like that, and mine is like that. But yeah.
When I saw Kurt Angle go off, I was looking at the lights to the book and I was like, I've got the extra point now, or at least Jack's not going to get the extra point, but he did, he got it.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious the Shield were going to win it. It was the Shield reunion. There was like probably a 50% chance.
I think if it had been a full Shield, I might have gone for the fact that like sort of.
Yeah, I think that's what you were thinking.
I was just thinking like they'll leave the Shield winning until all 3 of them are back.
Yeah.
So.
And it was pretty much certain Kurt Angle was going to win it, because why have Kurt Angle in a match if he's not going to be the one person that pins and wins the match for his team? You know, if you're getting this long-awaited, you know, return to the ring, it's obvious you're going to have your main person want to pin. So that's why I went for that. So yeah. My actual rating of the pay-per-view as a whole, I think 2 matches definitely stole the show, and this was the main event and the AJ Styles versus the Demon Finn Balor. And I would predict it a... What did you go with? 4.5?
4.5 out of 5.
I'd go with 4 stars, I think.
4 stars.
4 stars, I hope 5. I think, you know, it was a good pay-per-view, despite me actually saying I think it's going to be the worst pay-per-view of the year. I did think that, but actually no, it was actually an alright pay-per-view. I think if Brock Lesnar was in this pay-per-view, I think it would have been a whole lot different. It would have been a better pay-per-view.
Well, that's how video ended. Next week, because there's a couple of weeks until
the next prediction.
Next prediction. What we're going to do is we're going to go back in time.
I wish we could, but
yeah. See when I was a little boy. We're going to go back to the first ever Survivor Series.
Since it is Survivor Series, you know, Survivor is the road to Survivor Series, if you'd like. We are going to talk about the first ever Survivor Series to be aired by the WWE.
Obviously, I'm going to watch it again, but Jack, you'll have to like watch it for the first time.
Oh God,
you've not really watched any of the like sort of 80s era.
No.
But what I want for you to do is this is your homework.
Okay.
I want you to think to yourself how different the pay-per-views are compared to now to what it was like in the 80s.
What do you mean by different? What different?
As in like sort of the characters, as in like sort of the gimmicks, as in like everything that goes on, like sort of from the moment it goes, you know, the moment the like sort of crowd starts, you know, they usually do the national anthem like all the time as well, and leading all the way through to the pay-per-view. You know, see how you think it's changed, because obviously the Survivor Series of the 80s used to have constantly, it was just 6-man tag versus 6-man tag versus 6-man tag versus 6-man tag. It was always just pure 6-man tags, where like nowadays you get the 6-man tag team match, and then that's it. And the rest of them's all single matches. So that's something that
it's going to be nice to see the women's match as well. I think on the Survivor Series.
Yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to be good.
Yeah, we know who's going to captain SmackDown. Becky Lynch will captain the SmackDown women's team.
The Irish Lass Kicker.
Raw. Who's going to captain Raw? I don't think anyone's been said. I know there's been a match in there, and I know someone's already part of that Raw team.
I don't know. If you know guys out there, put it in the comments at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like you say, if you like the video, please like, share. If you want to go onto our Facebook page as well, it is the Father and Son Show. On the end of this video, or a little picture of the Facebook page, we put updates during the week on there as well. Both of us put up different things. Anything that comes up news-wise, we always put it up there as well. So, until next week. Sweet.